Is it time to see more David Njoku from the tight end? We alluded to it earlier, and very strange. I mean, his receptions are, fairly high up as far as the team goes, but it seems like they decide, okay, this series we're going to throw to him, and they do that sporadically, and then he disappears for large chunks of the game as far as being involved in the passing game goes.
It's weird. I mean, he's tied for the most receptions on the team. He's got 20, yet he's only tied for fourth in targets with 24. Landry's got 24. He's only played a handful of games. Kareem Hunt's missed the last couple of games. He's had 24, and Njoku's only had 20. And you're talking about a guy who has the most receiving yards on the team, and not even by a small amount. He's got 323 yards coming into this week's game. Even if you take out that 71-yard touchdown he had against the Chargers, he still would lead the team in receiving yards. I kind of like to think of Njoku as a walking mismatch because he's too fast for linebackers. He's too big and strong for corners and safeties to match up with. And I know the way Kevin Stefanski historically wants to run his offense is, rotate guys, rely on your depth to get things done. But I think when you have a guy who's playing as well as Njoku is, and I think since the playoff game in Kansas City, he has really come into his own. He's shown you that he could be a number one tight end. I think it's time to be creative and find ways to get in the football, whether you line him up at the tight end, line him up in a slot, or there's even be times where I think it'd be fascinating to see how he lines up out completely on the perimeter or wide receiver out along the boundary and see how those situations goes, especially if you want to put him in a goal line fade package on like a 1st and goal from the 2-yard line, something like that. Would be interesting getting the ball, but this is an offensive coaching staff that is supposed to be creative. We know how creative Kevin Stefanski can be. We just haven't seen it much this season. Now's the time to pretty much pull out all the stops, and I think it starts with getting 85 heavily involved in it, if not completely featuring him in this offense.